Hello traders, you're welcome to this episode. Today I'm going to quickly show you how you can read structure like a pro. Structure in trading is everything. You need to know when there's a change of character. You need to know when a trend is an uptrend. You need to know when an uptrend has changed and is now becoming a bearish trend. And you need to also know when there is an internal structure shift, okay, without even being a bearish trend. All right. So if you know you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. All right. So that you can, encourage me to keep releasing these educational videos. All right. Now let's start. Okay. This is 1 hour time frame and it's gold USD. All right. We are starting from here so that you will get the picture. And we know if a trend is making a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low, we know that that trend at that moment is an uptrend. All right. When the trend is making a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, then we know that is bearish. When it's making lower low, lower low, and it's just going down like this, we know that a trend is bearish at that point in time. All right, so we're starting from here. This, for example, is the last break of structure to the downside. All right, break of structure to the downside. So we indicate by putting BOS. All right, so it will look very beautiful and well organized, and it will even give you sense of the direction of the trend as you label it while trading. It's very, very helpful. So now that price has broken structure to the downside, what now happened? It created a what? A low. All right. It created a low. It created this lower low. All right. Like this. Then you see price push from here to this point like this. All right. It pushed from here to this point and it created this, a retracement, guys. This is a retracement. This retracement this retracement now created a high. All right. It created a high. So what you need to just do now is you can call it a higher low, because this high is higher than this. So that's to tell you that price is coming down. So you target like this. Now you now see anytime price break below this one, it will create another lower low. Anytime price breaks above this high, it then means that a change of character has happened, or we call it market shift. All right. If you see anywhere MS, that is market shift. You know that market shift has happened. Market shift has happened. All right. You see, market shift has happened. Now, price action was coming down. Now it created this last high, this last resistance level. All right, it pulled down. What happened? It created a a higher, a lower high now. It now created a lower high. It created a lower high here. You see, it created a lower high because this low here is higher than this. This one is lower than this. It now created a lower high. It did not violate this level. Anytime you see these changes like this, you should know that we are gradually uh, changing from being bearish. All right, we are gradually changing from a bearish momentum to bullish momentum. So a trend that is bearish is now going bullish. One before that happens, there must be what we call market shift. When you hear the word change of character, is the same thing. All right, you see a market shift. A market shift simply means a bearish trend is now changing to become bullish, or a bullish trend is now changing to become bullish. You will see it in a moment. Now you just target here market shift. All right, market shift. So this is the last low. All right, I now created a lower high. What you should be expecting now for price action to do is to create a higher high. All right, this is a higher low, then it needs to create a higher high. So now the price has pulled back, it created a support. It should break this level, break structure to the upside to create a higher high. Now price has broken structure. All right, it created a higher high. So you target here a higher high. All right, you target here a higher high. In trading, nothing is too small to be recognized. It's very important. All right, then what you need to do next is you can bring this one here. You can clone it, bring it here to target break of structure. Remember, market shift is different from a break of structure. Market shift simply tells you that a, a current trend is changing to another type of trend. That is, a bearish trend is changing to become a bullish trend, or a bullish trend is changing to become a bearish trend. So that is market shift. But break of structure simply means that once a trend retraces and it created a support, if it's a bullish trend, we are expecting that move to continue and violate the high. So this high has been violated right now. All right, just like this high was violated and it created another high. It pulled back to support level and it created a, a higher low. So it created a higher low. So it created a higher low. Now, price push to this side, all right, pushed again and break structure. You see, it broke structure. Let's clone it. It broke structure. What happened? It has violated this high. It created another high. After we push, then we say another higher high. All right. Then after this higher high, what happens? Price pullback. For a high to be created, we know that when a bullish trend gets to this point and creates a high, it needs to pull back. It needs to retrace to create a support. So once that support is created, what happens? It pushed again to break this high, to go and create another high. Then we will say break of structure again. Let's clone this. we say break of structure like this, break of structure. It has created a high. All right. Then we'll now say another high is created. Now, this is a point. Guys, open your eyes so that you know what is actually going on. Now that he has created this high, what happened? Price pull back. All right. He pulled back and he created a low. All right. He created price pullback and he created a low here. He created a low. But this time, this higher low, he created a higher low. Now, he created a higher low, this point. Now, you now see anytime price breaks above this level, you see when price came back, it created a support here. Even though there was a support here, fine, it created another support here. All right, it created another support here. That is a higher low. Then this is a higher high. Then price now started what we call consolidation here. It now started consolidating. All right, it started consolidation here. Then you now see after this consolidation, when price start doing this, you don't need to do anything. Then watch and see what it will do next. What happened? Internally, it breaks this place a little, then now push up to create another high. Look at what happened. Now you have marked this. You say this is a low, then this point is a what? A high. If price action breaks above this high, that means it has violated this high, then it will surely create another high. Now, this is a low. If price action breaks below this low, then we will say change of character or market shift. That means it's a sign that a bullish trend, remember, we're coming like this from a bearish trend. We got here, we got a change of character, then price started breaking structure to the upside. We're now bullish. Now, price now got here. It created the last high. It pulled back, created a support. After this consolidation, it pushed to the upside. It created what? A higher low. It created a higher low. Now you see, it created another lower high. Sorry. It created another lower high. See, look at what happened. It created a what? A lower high. It created a lower high. It created a lower high. Then it now pushed to the downside, violating this higher low. Violating this higher low. And automatically, we now say market shift has happened. This is what we call market shift. Guys, I hope you guys are following. Market shift. Now, it is a sign that this current bullish trend, is now gradually, let me show you a moment. This current bullish trend that has been breaking structure, here it changed character like this, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. It created this last high, came down, created this low, then it started ranging from here, or you call it consolidation. It created a lower high. Now it came down, violating this low. Now we say price action is now gradually tilting towards a bearish uh, trend. So we say break of structure. Now that you see a break, now that you see a market shift, I beg your pardon. Now that you see that a market shift has happened, what you need to wait for before you say, this is where most people get it wrong. Because price action can, after price action created this high, he created this low, then he did this consolidation, created this lower high, giving us a market shift. Price can go up again because a structure, because a bearish structure is not yet established. I repeat, for us to really follow what I just said. Price action has been going up, bullish. He created this higher low. This is the last low. Then this is a consolidation. After this consolidation, he gave us a lower high. After giving us a lower high, then because by right, by order flow, right? That order flows simply means, okay, now that he has created a high, he pulled back and he created a higher low, all right, a support level. This is a resistor. He created the resistance. Okay, let me use those terms so that you guys will still understand. He created a resistance, all right. He now retraces or pull back to create a support, and he has created a support. Order flows, if you want to follow the sequence of the order flow, you're supposed to push to the upside and break this high, this resistance, for price action to create another resistance. All right, that is the order flow. But you now see that it created a lower resistance. It did not violate this high. Okay, now after this creation of this resistance, price now pull back. He violated this support by creating another lower low. You see, he now created another lower low. You see, he now created another lower low. All right. At this point, from here to this point, is not, bearish trend has not been established. From this point to this point, price created a high, created a low, consolidated, created a lower high, now created a lower low. Bearish trend is not yet established. What will now confirm the establishment of the bearish trend is for us to see a pullback to create another lower high, then a break of structure. If that is not completed, a structure, a bearish trend is not yet established. From here to this point, that the structure is not created. Now we can now say, because price action has created another resistance, he has created another lower high, all right, he has created another higher low. Now that he has created another lower high, sorry, he has created another lower high. Now price needs to break a structure to the downside to create a lower low, which price has done. He has created a lower low. All right, now that price has breaking structure, we can now boldly say, okay, this is what we call break of structure. Break of structure has happened. All right, we now say, yes, we are now in a bearish trend. We were bullish before, we are now in a bearish trend. So what you should now be looking for is for price action to now create another support, enter for price to break structure to the downside. This is your first entry. All right, that is how to read structure. So thank you so much. You also always need to wait for a break of structure to happen after a market shift before you know that a new trend has happened. Thank you.